Most people don't lose control when something big happens. They lose it when nothing happens fast enough. In a distracted world, the reflex is always the same. Fill the silence. Answer immediately. React before you're replaced. People call it being responsive, being real, being passionate. But watch closely and you'll see what it really is. A nervous system trained to panic at the smallest delay. A mind that mistakes motion for strength. Emotional discipline is not a personality trait. It is a form of sovereignty. When attention is fragmented, emotion becomes easy to borrow. A headline lends you anger. A comment lends you shame. A notification lends you urgency. None of it is yours. It enters through the same door every time. The need to feel secured by something outside you. Status lives in the nervous system before it lives in words. The body reads social cues like threats. A late reply feels like disrespect. A different tone feels like rejection. A public disagreement feels like humiliation. The ego does not ask whether the threat is real. It asks whether others will see you as smaller. That is why the modern person reacts. Not because the situation requires it, but because the audience exists, even if the audience is imagined. Distraction makes this worse. When you cannot hold attention, you cannot hold emotion. You become a surface. Whatever touches you leaves a mark. The feed trains you to feel in fragments, a brief surge, then a drop, then another surge. Your chemistry becomes dependent on external signals to decide what matters. Over time, the mind stops choosing. It waits to be chosen. This is why calm unsettles people. Calm refuses to participate in their tempo. Calm delays the reward they expect from you. No quick outrage, no instant apology, no rush to clarify. In social terms, composure is power because it signals that your internal hierarchy is stable. You do not climb for approval in the moment. You do not kneel to relieve pressure. There is a difference between feeling and obeying. Feeling is information. Obedience is surrender. Most people confuse the two because they have been taught that authenticity means immediate expression. But immediate expression is often just leakage. It tells the room that your boundaries are porous and your attention can be steered. A disciplined person does something simple that looks like coldness from a distance. They allow the first wave to pass without assigning it a meaning. They do not argue with the emotion. They do not perform it. They wait long enough to see what remains when the adrenaline fades. What remains is usually smaller than the mind claimed. Sometimes it is nothing at all. Restraint is not repression. It is timing. It is dignity applied to impulse. In old Stoicism, this was self-command. In modern life, it is the refusal to let distraction appoint an emotional manager for you. The world sells outrage because outrage is easy to measure. Calm is harder to monetize. Calm keeps its own counsel. That pause is not passive. It is a private checkpoint. It separates facts from interpretations. Facts are neutral. Interpretations are status games. A short message becomes dismissal. A delayed reply becomes disrespect. A change plan becomes rejection. The mind prefers the sharpest meaning because it believes threat will keep you safe. It never admits that threat also keeps you dependent. A distracted life creates a permanent audience in your head. Even alone, you act as if you are being evaluated. That is why small moments feel expensive. Emotion becomes a costume for the crowd. Anger tries to look untouchable. Sarcasm tries to look superior. Over-explaining tries to look innocent. Each costume is purchased with one thing: your control. Discipline is what happens when you stop shopping. You allow discomfort to exist without turning it into a message. You let silence stand without filling it. You let other people carry their own urgency. The body learns a new association. Delay does not mean loss. Disagreement does not mean danger. Attention returns to its rightful owner. Some truths carry weight because they are quiet. The more urgent something feels, the less it deserves an immediate response. The louder a person becomes, the more they reveal a need to be believed. The moment you defend your worth, you hand control of it to whoever questioned it. Emotional discipline is simply the ability to stay in your own hands, not by forcing yourself to feel nothing, but by refusing to be moved on command. In a world addicted to speed, the person who can pause becomes difficult to manipulate. Their presence changes the air. Eventually, you notice the shift. The same distractions arrive and the same pressures push, but they no longer find an open door. What once pulled you outward now stops at the surface and falls away. You remain. That is the whole point.